Hey everyone, this is Austin from Firefly Corporation, and it's time to round up all of our thrifting finds. This is Thrifting Roundup Episode 2. It's crazy, it's been so long since I've even done any sort of thrifting videos, like, it just feels so weird. But yes, it is time for Thrifting Roundup Episode 2. You may recall that with this new system, I wait until our bin is full, and it definitely is. So I cannot wait to share with you all what is inside the bin. The bin for today is basically all my summer thrifting and more. It really has been quite a while. And over the summer, I maybe didn't get to do as much thrifting as I maybe would have liked to. But, also, like, with the increased size in my arsenal, that's probably okay. And I'm really kind of in a mindset now with thrifting where it's like, I'm only going to get it if it's really something that I like don't have, or it's rare, or whatever. Also, just a reminder that at the end of the video we will have our bonus item, or in this case we'll actually have two bonus items. You may recall that at the end of Thrifting Roundup episode 1 there was the complete gear up raider, but that was of course not found at Goodwill. I think it was like a Mercari listing, right? So yes, we will have two bonus items at the end of this video. With that out of the way, let's dive right into this bin for episode 2. Starting off with this Zombie Strike Nail Biter. Very interesting blaster because of its ability to index the clip and also fire the blaster at the same time. This was $8.99, maybe a little bit much, but I do think this is actually a very neat blaster, and overall it does seem to be in pretty good condition and works just fine. Next up, we have a rival Team Blue Artemis. It is in very good condition, practically brand new, although also a little bit much at $15, but again, it's in such nice condition, and it's Team Blue, so not a problem there, and it works just fine, so honestly, I thought this was definitely worth it. Next, we have a vintage Super Soaker. This is the XP Backfire, and I myself had never seen this thing before until I found it not at a Goodwill, but at a different thrift store. And if you've never seen this before, you might be wondering what the heck is going on here. So I'll show you. The way you hold this thing is that this is actually like the foregrip, and then this is the main grip. And so basically, this also acts as the pump. So that's how you pump up the blaster, and this front trigger is like the main trigger to shoot the water. But then there is another barrel at the back, which can be activated like this. And so basically the point is that you kind of rest it on top of your shoulder, and it has an angle. And so basically it has a similar purpose to maybe something like the secret shot just right up here, where there's like a secret barrel basically. And so the whole point is that, like, if you maybe knew that there was someone behind you, you could actually just pull this trigger right here and get them. Definitely very rough condition, but $2.99. I mean, it does work. It does have some leakage, and I don't mean with the air tank. I actually mean with the water tank. It does leak some water, unfortunately, but it works, I guess. So not terrible. And next we do have a Vortex Lumitron, and it actually has its Firefly Tech magazine. To be honest, I don't think I would ever want to buy a Lumitron if it did not have the magazine. And this Lumitron overall does seem to be in, actually pretty good condition. It's not too terrible. And it was only $4.99, which I'd say is definitely good considering it did have its Firefly Tech magazine. Next up, we have this knockoff Stripe, but it's honestly kind of cool because it does run off of a LiPo battery. It is missing the battery cover, but, whatever. And then it does have a select fire switch, which I think is just so neat. I really just had never seen anything like this at a Goodwill before. You just don't see this stuff usually. And I would say that this would actually be a pretty good platform for modding. Not really sure if I would ever really care to mod it, but I thought that for $3.99, it was a decent purchase. Then we have the good old Rapid Strike, and it actually has the clear 18-round magazine with it, which I thought was awesome. And it was only $4.99. I guess I don't know if it works for sure. I have not put new batteries in it, but I'm sure it does. Next up, we have the Mega Thunderhawk, and it's kind of crazy because I actually remember kind of wanting one of these back when it first released, but, I just never got it. It's an interesting blaster. It's got, like, the extending barrel and the bipod, but anyways, what was crazy was the day that I was at the Goodwill when I found this. I want to say there were like 3 of these for some reason, and they had different prices, or at least this one was like the cheapest one, still expensive at $14.99. That's a bit much, but then again, I suppose it is like a big blaster. Sure. I mean, I'll get it because I did want one. And it's in all right condition. The other ones, I think both of them were like $20. So it's just kind of interesting with the pricing there. You know, same blaster, and there's three of them for some reason there. Um, one of them being cheaper than the others. This next item I know was for sure found in the same Goodwill as the Thunderhawk that day, and it was a clear Vulcan, and it even has the belt box. However, it broke when I got home. It was probably already damaged or something. I tried taking the box off, and that little nub piece that it connects, into the side there, it broke off, and it was like stuck in that thing, and I was lucky to even get the thing out. And I know I tried to fix it kind of in a dumb way, and it just didn't work anyways. But a clear Vulcan, like hell yeah. And how much was this again? Oh yeah, the price tag was on the box here. It was $14.99. I mean, it's a clear Vulcan. Next up, I found the Pulsator. Yes, I love the Pulsator, and I love finding vintage blasters at Goodwill. And I would say that this one is in good condition. It actually has the stickers on there. Pulsators seem to often not have those stickers, so, and really just vintage blasters, period, the stickers. If they have the stickers on there, that's pretty cool. And this one, in fact, even still has the warning sticker on the barrel. I always love it when they still have those because, most of the time those get taken off. So kind of interesting to see that it still has that. And for $3.99, hell yeah. And for our last thrifted find, and what is actually my most recent find from just a couple days ago, we have an Enforce Stonewall Shield. For me, this item was one of those things that, for whatever reason, I just like couldn't find for like the longest time. And I'm sure maybe there's some other people that can kind of relate to this. I'm sure we've all had some sort of thing that like we knew wasn't really that hard to get, but you just never found it for whatever reason. And yeah, for me, this is one of those things that also kind of applies to the Pulsator as well, to be honest. But definitely, I think a pretty sweet find. I mean, I love Enforce stuff so much. This one, definitely in very rough condition, but it's also Enforce, so, what do you expect? I mean, these things seem to always be pretty much destroyed, to be honest. But, still, I mean, I wanted one of these for a long time. And $1.99 for a Stonewall Shield, that's not bad at all. And that is all of our thrifted finds for Thrifting Roundup episode 2, but now it's time for the bonus items, so let's get right into that. It's kind of funny, actually, because both of these items are very similar in nature, if that makes any sense, because both of them are in-box items from the same series of Nerf. And I have to give credit to Vicky Nagoyan for actually sending me the links to these listings. The first one was an eBay listing, and then the second one was a Facebook Marketplace listing. Both of these listings were sent to me like months apart from each other, and I have been waiting for this video for so long to open these boxes. This one I have apparently had since March. Alright, let's crack this open. Alright, let's see. There it is. Ooh. Okay, I'm worried about that. But we have a new in-box Atom Blaster. Let's unwrap this bad boy. So we have it unwrapped, and the thing that I was worried about, right, was I immediately noticed that the cardboard backing is longer than the box, and they just shoved it in there with this bent up. And also, it's been in there since March. So that also really sucks. But why would they do that? Because now this is... It would be bent, period, but it's also worse that it was in there for so long. What I do find funny is that there are actually still price tags on here. I guess it was like on clearance or something for $2.36, originally $9.44. So I always love like when the old price tags are still on this kind of stuff. It's just really kind of cool to see. But yeah, I mean, it's an Atom Blaster, right? A new in-box Atom Blaster. Very cool. And this new in-box Atom Blaster was, I believe, $40, which I would say is a good deal for something like this. I am just quite disappointed that the seller put it in the box like that. That is kind of shitty. We are now going to move on to the second bonus item, but take a look at this. Fragile. Handle with care. Yeah, so I'm not sure... I'm not sure what happened there, but considering what we saw with the new unboxed Atom Blaster, uh, I'm even more concerned about this one. Take off all this bubble wrap. So, it is bent again. But I don't think it was necessarily the box, because how the box is damaged. It didn't really seem to be that. That was the problem. I think it was just already bent like this before it was even shipped. Actually, I think I recall that now. Yeah, it was a little bit bent. At least they, put it in a box that it fit in. But yes, a new in-box atomizer, and this one was even cheaper than the Atom Blaster. This one was, I think, $15 for a new in-box atomizer. Like, hell yeah! This is crazy. I just noticed that it actually has the same price tag, like from the same kind of store that the Atom Blaster was from. Also on clearance. Apparently, it was originally $4.99, and the now price is $124. And so maybe just to give you like a nicer look at these boxes, you take a look at the front there, and then here are the back sides as well. Definitely very awesome additions to my inbox collection. Once again, a quick shout out to Vicky Nagoyan for sending me the listings of these blasters. With that out of the way, that does conclude this episode of Thrifting Roundup. Overall, I think we did pretty great. I mean, I got a lot of cool stuff. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.